Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Eddie Marcus again. I'm back. I just want to come back and let you know, ladies and gentlemen, that you're listening to my presentations, but I also need your support. I definitely want to change the society. You know, look at some of your football teams, like Minnesota Vikings. I heard they went to the Super Bowl 4 times, never won anything. Can't get back there for nothing. But wouldn't they just love to have a coach who could come in here and could do something to motivate these players, recognizing that these players are players just like on any team. All they need is motivation. And this coach comes in and motivate them, and they don't lose a game next year, go straight to the Super Bowl and win it. Wouldn't you love something like that? Of course you would. Well, why not love something that has to do with your society, just like that, to make it perfect, to make it exciting, not just for a year or a season, but for the rest of your lives. Hey, that's what I'm talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen. I'm talking about taking the power out of the hands of men. In America, taking the power out of the hands of white men. In America, taking the power out of the hands of people who got the money. You remember the aristocracy, the power of the money? Taking the power out of wherever on the globe. I'm referring to it the same as if I'm referring to America. Where the power has been taking that power away. Not putting it in the hands of women. Not putting it in the hands of blacks. But putting it in the hands of where it is, and that is in the power of its creation, its creator, the invisible God. And you and I, ladies and gentlemen, utilizing all that God has prepared for us, and using us to create it for us. And so I want to ask you, your friends, share with them this ambition, this idea of changing our society and make it a heavenly society. Yes, all your life you've been hearing about church, and you've been asking yourself questions about church, even though you probably have been going all along. But now just think about what it would actually be like to live in a society where church means something. I mean, really means something. And I think if it's going to happen, it should happen now while you can participate in that process. You can make it happen. And we don't have to die hoping that there's some other place that we can go to. But we can even rest assured that it's possible because, hey, we are taking care of that right here on earth. And if we can do it here on earth, I'm sure that invisible power can take care of it someplace else. So, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I need you to tell your friends, your family, associates, your co-workers, tell them about this idea, this new idea of changing our society. See, right now we recognize how crazy we can be. We recognize that our nation was founded on racism, and today it's still here on top of the scene. Now, isn't that ludicrous? Founded on it, and here it is today, 2020, dividing our nation. Hatred probably has always been in existence, and here it is today. And poverty, and crime, and violence, and the haves and the have-nots. Since the beginning of time, and here it is in 2020, the same. And it's taking us down, 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 down. So it shouldn't be complicated for you to make up your mind that you would rather live a better life than the lifestyle that you have been living. And if you've been living a good life, then look like you should be compassionate enough to look at the poor and want for them at least as much joy in life as you want for yourself. And now that you know that it doesn't cost you anything, in fact, it gives you joy in knowing who and being what you are. That makes it all possible. So you should be very excited about this. And I just want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that here again, that I'm asking you for this consideration. I was just hearing one of the agents of the voices that's representing the impeachment for the Democrats say a moment ago that one of the things that Russia wants the rest of the world to know is that though democracy has been held up all across the globe as being the best system of government, that he wants you to know, and that's what his efforts is doing, trying to bring America down so the rest of the world could see that all of it is just as corrupt and no good. That's what he wants you to see, according to what was being said at this impeachment proceedings. Now, as I was listening to that, I was reminded that I find myself saying that quite frequently. Yes, I do. And Donald Trump has said that. Here's the problem, ladies and gentlemen. Donald Trump was on it. That's why people bought into it. The problem is that Donald Trump was not trying to bring a solution to the problem. He was trying to reveal the problem so that he could take advantage of the problem for himself. And he utilized the people against each other while he ride high. That was Donald Trump's big failure. And when you start talking about Putin, and if he says he wants the rest of the world to know that it's all corruption and hypocrites, you know, let's say that's true. But what is Putin representing? He's not representing solutions. The only solution that he is trying to represent is that he, the smartest man over there, probably the smartest man in the world, can fix it. Same as Donald Trump, the smartest man in the world could fix it. Or like the man in China, the smartest man in the world, who they've given control over whole big old China. And even if Russia got control over all that he's trying to get, and Trump all that he's trying to get, it still would be the same problems between Russia, United States, and China and everything. The same old problems would still exist. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think it's really understandable that this is the time for us to prove to the world that, yes, the whole world is corrupt, and you can't deny it. Poverty and crime and violence and the have and the have-nots is the evidence. It is the absolute evidence. I don't care who you tried to deny. I don't care how good you thought you were and you tried to be. Poverty and crime and violence and all that stuff that exists is evidence that you have failed. I don't care who you believe in, government or God, you have failed. And so what I'm talking to you about, ladies and gentlemen, is a government that does not fail. It's not the government of men. It's the government of a power you can't see. You know, you saying see if it was a man or woman, black or white, you can't, gay or straight, you can't see any of that. It's a spirit of love. That is the answer to your every prayer. Yes, my friend, it's the answer to your every prayer. You know it's not men. If you are half as old as me, you live long enough to know that that's not the solution. So, you, my friends, you, this invisible God, this God of love, the answer to your dreams, the answer to your prayers. You allow that spirit. Listen to me, all of you people out here who call yourself good Christians, stop looking for anyone to come riding out of the clouds to come save you, deliver you. Am I saying that's not going to happen? No, I am not saying that isn't going to happen. I don't know if it is or if it isn't. But what I'm telling you to do is to stop waiting on that, stop trusting in that, and believe in yourself. That same spirit that is powerful enough to allow anybody to come back on a cloud is powerful enough for you to bring that spirit within yourself and to allow that spirit to live inside of you. You know, a spirit, you can't see it, and only every now and then the miracles are given to prove to somebody that it's real. But if you got faith in it to make it be real, because it's living in you, you give it arms, you give it eyes, you give it mind and hands and fingers and feet and desire and commitment and love. Can't nobody deny that, God. until and if it brings about any pain and suffering, then that is where it's stepping off. And it is love of God sitting right there in the room, ready to expose it to life continuing. Get that, straighten it up right away and keep on living. This is what happens, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, when you got the Spirit of God in you and you allowing it to be real through you, you are not perfect. You're going to come into confrontation with a lot of stumbling blocks. But that's no problem with God, because God has the solution right before you. And when you run into a stumbling block, you're going to run into a solution. And that big head stuff that you used to have, couldn't nobody tell you nothing. Now you're excited because now the stumbling block has been removed. You've been lifted higher, and you can be better in whatever the love of God has given you. So, ladies and gentlemen, hey, let's be real. Let's be real. Let's stop playing these games. We don't need Republicans or Democrats. We don't need black men or white men or women or small boys or any of that. We don't need you to be superior in any way except the way that you have been given to be as superior as you can possibly be. And that is in being what you come on this earth to be. That part in the creative process that you have been given. And the most major part of it is to protect and secure our survival. Human survival, which is common amongst us all, which means food, clothing, shelter, education, health care, and, my friends, that career that allows all this stuff to happen. I'm telling you, anything beyond that is extra. You know, like transportation, like infrastructure, like going to the moon and going to wherever you want to go and traveling all over the world and seeing the beauty that God has. Oh, my goodness, my. Boy, y'all better hurry up and let's change the society. Come on now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very much for giving me this your time. This, once again, is Eddie Marcus, and I'm saying spread the news. I want the world to know. I want everybody that got a computer, everybody that got a telephone to at least know that God is out here. And we're going to put God on the throne, okay? Goodbye.